Let me take you back to 1777, a year that truly tested the mettle of the Continental Army. Imagine being one of those soldiers, waking up every day to face challenges that seemed bigger than life itself. Amidst this storm of hardships, they managed to snatch victories from the jaws of defeat, like the unforgettable Battle of Saratoga in October. This wasn't just a win, it was a game-changer, convincing France to stand with us. But, oh, the cost of these victories, struggling with a severe lack of supplies while the British kept a tight grip on essential areas. You might wonder, how did they keep the fight alive under such tough conditions? The battlefield was just one part of the story. The real drama unfolded behind the scenes, with the Continental Congress wrestling with how to fund the war. Picture this: essential supplies running low and soldiers worried about their pay. And to top it off, the money they did have was losing its value fast. With all these financial storms brewing, could the dream of independence keep their spirits up? Then came the winter's challenge, with Philadelphia lost and the need for a secure camp pressing. General Washington, always thinking ahead, chose Valley Forge as their winter home. But was this strategic move a path to their breaking point, or a chance to become even stronger? Valley Forge was brutal. With ongoing battles and shortages taking their toll, the soldiers now had to survive the harshest winter yet. Despite everything, Valley Forge turned into a pivotal moment for the Continental Army. Pushed to their absolute limits, they found an opportunity to come together, sharpen their skills, and prepare for the battles ahead. Through the severe trials of Valley Forge, a more resilient and determined fighting force was born, ready to take on future challenges and carve out their path to independence. Now think about it. Faced with adversity, wouldn't you wonder how you'd fare? Would you crumble, or would you, like the Continental Army, emerge stronger, tempered by the trials you've overcome? The Continental Army, under General George Washington, was hunkering down at Valley Forge amid the harsh winter of 1777. The temperatures plummet, diving way below freezing, while relentless winds slice through the camp. Their winter gear? Hardly enough to fend off the cold. Soldiers, their uniforms worn and frayed from the trials of war, found themselves with little protection against the bitter chill. Many wrapped their feet in mere scraps of cloth or faced the frozen earth barefoot. Can you imagine facing such a brutal winter with just cloth and sheer willpower? Building shelters became a daily battle against the merciless winter. With only the sparse resources the bleak landscape offered, the soldiers constructed basic shelters. These makeshift cabins, meant to be havens from the cold, were anything but cozy. Cramped and poorly insulated, they offered scant comfort as the soldiers huddled together for warmth, sharing stories and the fading embers of hope. Hunger loomed over the camp like a dark cloud. Every meal became a desperate fight against starvation, with soldiers treasuring a small piece of bread or a few bits of salted meat as if they were gold. Attempts to find food in the barren, frozen landscape were futile, only deepening their desperation and leaving them weaker and more susceptible to illness. Disease stalked the camp silently, more deadly than any enemy faced in battle. Smallpox, typhus, and dysentery spread rapidly in the crowded, unsanitary conditions, overwhelming the limited medical facilities. The sounds of suffering filled the air, a constant reminder of the toll disease took on the army. In this relentless test of endurance, the morale of Washington's troops was severely tested. The crushing weight of cold, hunger, disease, and uncertainty tested their resolve, tempting some with the thought of desertion. Amidst the trials of Valley Forge, the dream of independence that had fueled their fight seemed to flicker and dim, challenged by the harsh realities of their situation. For a soldier in George Washington's Continental Army during that frosty winter at Valley Forge, Washington wasn't just a distant leader. He was right there in the thick of it with his troops. Imagine feeling that biting cold, looking over, and seeing Washington, your commander, enduring the same harsh conditions. This wasn't just about sharing the struggle. It was a powerful message of unity and commitment from Washington himself, telling every soldier, "I'm with you." How would you feel knowing your leader was facing the same hardships as you, not from afar but right beside you? Now, think about the challenges they faced. Not enough food, diseases running rampant, and a cloud of despair hanging over them. Yet in these dark times, Washington saw an opportunity for growth. He brought in Baron von Steuben, who transformed a group of weary soldiers into a disciplined, unified fighting force. It was like finding a way to turn the toughest times into their greatest strength. Can you imagine the change in the soldiers, feeling new confidence as they mastered their drills and grew together as a team? Washington's leadership didn't stop at the camp's edge. He was also fighting for his army in the halls of Congress, making sure they had what they needed to make it through the winter. His ability to secure supplies and support didn't just keep them going. It showed his troops he was working just as hard for them off the battlefield. How important do you think it is for a leader to fight for their team's needs, even outside the immediate battle? Through that long winter, Washington's determination became a beacon of hope for his men. His refusal to give up in the face of all those challenges inspired his troops to keep going, to believe that they could come out stronger on the other side. And they did. The hardships of Valley Forge didn't break the Continental Army. They forged it into a more resilient and capable force. After surviving the brutal winter at Valley Forge, the Continental Army, like a phoenix rising from ashes, transformed into a more disciplined and formidable force. Under the watchful eye of Baron von Steuben, they underwent a metamorphosis. Their newfound discipline and morale swiftly put to the test in the battles that followed. Picture this. The soldiers, once weary and disjointed, now stood unified, ready to face whatever came their way with a renewed spirit. One of their first challenges post-Valley Forge was the Battle of Monmouth in June 1778. This wasn't just any battle, it was their moment to prove that their struggles at Valley Forge had paid off. Under General Washington's command, they clashed with the British forces, holding their ground in what would become one of the largest battles of the war. Can you imagine the determination in their eyes, the strength in their stance, as they showcased their improved discipline and effectiveness? This transformation at Valley Forge wasn't just about surviving, it was about preparing for greater achievements ahead. Their ability to maintain discipline under pressure, to execute complex maneuvers with precision, these were direct results of their rigorous training and Washington's unwavering leadership. These soldiers had turned the tide of the war, underscoring the strategic significance of their winter encampment as a pivotal turning point in the American Revolutionary War. In the months that followed, leveraging their enhanced capabilities, the Continental Army reclaimed key territories, marking a series of victories that were more than just strategic successes. They were a testament to the Army's improved effectiveness, a morale booster for both the troops and the American people. Their skilled execution of defensive operations thwarted British campaigns, showcasing their tactical maturity and the impact of their training. But perhaps the most vivid demonstration of their transformation came with the decisive victory at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781. Here, alongside their French allies, they managed to besiege and force the surrender of British General Cornwallis's forces. This victory wasn't just a military triumph, it was the culmination of their journey from the depths of despair at Valley Forge to the heights of victory. It was proof that the harsh lessons learned during that fateful winter had equipped them to overcome the British forces in the most consequential of circumstances. So, as we look back at their journey from Valley Forge to Yorktown, we see more than just a series of events. We witness the profound impact of training, leadership, and sheer determination. The Continental Army's story teaches us the transformative power of adversity, showing us that with resilience and determination, even the most daunting challenges can lead to triumph.